Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of Blue Star Foods, ticker symbol BSFC, which was requested a couple days ago, and I forgot to do it last night. So I'm going to start the stream by going over this one, and then I also got a couple other requests, including ticker symbol ANY, which is Sphere 3D Corp, as well as ticker symbol WLF, which is Terawulf. I think they're both related to crypto, so I'm going to go over those. But first, starting with Blue Star. And also want to say happy President's Day if you guys got off work. Hope you had a nice day. I didn't have to go into work, so that was pretty nice, but I really just tried to spend the day doing some reading and grocery shopping and making some videos, as always. But yeah, it's the night before the work week for me, so cheers to everybody. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. All right. But yeah, just going to get started with Blue Star Foods. So this is at a price of 11.97 cents, at 12 cents. And it looks like, it hasn't, it's kind of surprising. This is actually the weekly time frame. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's pretty low. It just seems like it's, gotta get the axis on auto. Yeah, happy President's Day, Nameless. Hope you had a nice day. But yeah, this is like let's see. This goes back to 2020, end of April. I don't know if you've looked at this one at all, Nameless. But yeah, it looks like it's had, I imagine, some reverse splits, 1 to 20 reverse split. Yeah, I mean, this seems to me like it's just something that's bleeding and that there's not too much going on with it. I wonder, I imagine there aren't too many analysts. There's one analyst, they're saying buy, and this is at, price target of 20. So I don't know how much weight you want to put on that. Let's see, news, it's just these kind of like default, like weekly reports, not too much going on with the stock. But this one here, Blue Star Foods, notice of effectiveness. Let's see what that is. The content, so this is like, I think, audio. All right, it's a PDF. Maybe I could view the documents. Notice of effectiveness. I don't know what this is. But yeah, I mean, coming back to looking at the chart here, is there anything that I see? I guess. I mean, I guess I'd be concerned about this, the low of like 10 cents, a little under 10 cents. Could be coming back down to that. There's no bullish divergence here or anything. It's just, higher lows, higher lows. Let's see. Yeah, this one's tough. And also, I mean, the RSI is still above 30, so it could definitely drop. And when it was over here, let's see. I mean, if I'm looking at this low, this low here was definitely lower. And we're basically at that point now. And so RSI looks flat. Yes, there's no divergence there to suggest bullish or bearish. If we look at it on the weekly time frame, yeah, this just seems, I mean, maybe this could squeeze or something. But I'm like, yeah, I mean, from like over here, what was like the catalyst for that though? So going from here up to here, that's 100%, over 100% over the course of less than a couple weeks. And Matterport, when does Matterport have earnings? I will add them to the list and definitely go over them. We have earnings coming up tomorrow. I assume it's after hours. If it's before, I feel bad that I'm not getting that. But yeah, I'll definitely do that. And then I'm going to add, hey Sean, what's up? I will add CAG to the list here. I'll get to that in a second. I promised a couple people that I'd go over these other tickers, so I should at least take a quick look at them. But yeah, with this, let's see. Where was that reverse split? There's a 1 to 20. So with price, at that point being adjusted, being $1.32. So it's like $1.32. And actually, I might do a recording right after this, so I know I got that handy little calculator here. So I said $1.32 around that. It's 1 to 20 around there. Like, yeah, I mean, well, it closed on that day $1.33. So if I take that number, 1.33, well, I should do it like this, and divide that by 20. Price then was like not even 7 cents. I mean, and it's just bled since then. Because, yeah, I mean, oops, I didn't want to close that. Let's see. Calculator, cool. Well, 1 second, I accidentally closed the calculator, which I want to have. So yeah, let's see. Current price, 11.97 cents divided into 20. I mean, that'd be less than a penny right now if they hadn't done that reverse split. And that was 8 months ago. And then it's just bled since then. It's had some squeezes. I mean, if you're looking for a squeeze, I don't know what the catalyst would be for it. Even if, trying to find like a trend line over here or something, connecting the lows here, broken below that, and it even tested the bottom of it as resistance. So I don't think this looks very good. Maybe you could make a case for something like that. This was a fake out breakdown, but it has been respecting that more or less. You do got this touch point here, following the pivot point here. But yeah, I mean, it just looks pretty sketchy. So if it's like looking to establish a position, I think bad idea. I think this is bleeding. If you wanted to hope for squeeze, I think that'd be hoping. I'm skeptical of it. Hey, hero of the day. Hey, welcome to the channel. Yeah, I try to do these live streams, and I kind of, I schedule them for Sunday evenings, and then I kind of get peer pressured into doing more of them. I was debating doing one tonight, and some of the regulars were asking that I do kind of a casual short one tonight. So I'll probably just do an hour, because I do have to, can't be up too late. I was going to go over my strategy with covered calls in the morning before the Walmart earnings call. So I'm going to be up pretty early, so I can't be up too late doing this. You saw the AMC chart video. Nice presentation there. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've just been kind of, I initially started doing this just kind of for myself, and then I've just been taking feedback. I used to be kind of like on green screen, but it was a little buggy. And yeah, I've just been doing this, having fun with it. This is basically stuff that, like, for my own personal trading, I should be doing. But I just kind of lack the discipline or lack setting the time aside to do it. And so this channel is really helpful for me. And it's whether I'm in the stock or not, it's just really nice to be, noticing these patterns and getting better with the analysis. So, happy to do it. And in AMC, that's, I feel like AMC, if there's one lesson that I learned from that, it's how to invest, how to hold something and, have conviction in it. And so, yeah, Fridays, I will always be doing videos on that. They might be a little late moving forward, though, because I work in the evening shift, I guess. Not the overnight shift, but the evening shift. So, and thank you. Yeah, I will keep going, and I will add GDHG to the list, and I will probably move on from Blue Star. GDHG. And I'm realizing I just had a salad before doing this. I could have eaten more, and I was kind of contemplating if that drink was too heavy for me. I think it's getting me a little fuzzy, so it's funny. Let's see. And then please update on gold. I will add, is it cool if I do AAAU? I can also do GLD. But I personally have a position in AAU, triple AU. It will be short video, and he has few girls waiting for him. I wish. I wish. Yeah, there are a couple of girls I was hoping to go out with, but they haven't responded to me, so nothing tonight at least. But yeah, so I will go on to. I'm gonna go with one request, and then I'll go back to this list of other ones. And so the first one that was requested was by Sean CAG. So I'll go over that real quick. Conagra brands, and let's see. Lows. That's below the lows here. Yeah, maybe I have to look at this on the weekly time frame. And maybe there's a trend line here. Below that. Maybe something with this. Maybe something here. Nope. Gotta go lower. So maybe here. That's gonna be higher. Ugh. That's too low. That's too low, yep. Yeah, I'm just fumbling around with this. Maybe that's something, but it's, yeah, too low. All right, so I gotta look for, yeah, maybe this volume profile help out. Let's see. I mean, there are some lows over here. Yes, this point. But that's prices below that. Maybe here. Yeah. I think maybe this is something, but it seems like kind of a stretch. Right around there. It's approximate. Now I got all these crappy levels up here. Yeah, and so I think one thing that could be done is just a retracement. I'm gonna add all the levels before I do it, just because I think it looks crappy when I do a retracement and there are no lines on it. It makes me sad. You gotta add them in. So from the high here coming down, doesn't look like, well, I guess, from that it did get rejected from the 382, failed to hold the 236. That's not looking too great, not really too helpful. Yeah, I think that this line, like 2650, something around there. But yeah, I mean, it does look like, yeah, just looking at this is the weekly, I should look at the daily. But yeah, this did break below this volume shelf here. Maybe it's, finding support around 2650. What was the low here? 2662. And then I'll probably just zoom in on it a little closer to see if there's anything that stands out. Hero of the day. I like your name because it makes me feel like I'm a hero. And I'm like, oh wait, that's just your name. Let's see. Yeah, like I want to find a trend line that would support at least like that would line up with those tops. And like I feel like I need to do that on the weekly time frame. I'm just gonna delete all these other levels because they don't seem too useful. Let's see. Man. Yeah, maybe that's something. Those lows there, a couple breaks. So that's really like a level to the upside though. As far as to the downside, it's tough to say. And I feel like, yeah, looking at this on the weekly is nice. And really, I have this bigger retracement here. I'm actually going to delete that. It shows where we got rejected. But if I do a retracement from the bottom up, that should, oh man, I always do that. Retracement tool. If I do it like this could give a suggestion of where bottom might be. So there's nothing that lines up with, this line that I've drawn here. I'm actually going to color that. Let's color that red so it stands out. But yeah, potentially, the 618, this is not an exact here. I can adjust it a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to make, for some reason, I think I have an issue. I like making these right to the penny, even though, they're all, should be, oh, damn it. I screwed that up. 3, there we go. Yeah, so I mean, like this 618, that is at a price of $26.75. I would see if we are able to hold that. And by the way, I say we, it's like retail stock. Doesn't matter if I'm holding or not, I say we. It does look like it could be holding that as support, the 618. I do think, I need to look this up, but I'm pretty sure that the 618 is statistically the level that is most commonly returned to. And so I would not be surprised if it does find support around $26.75. And that is not too far off from this level that I just threw up there. But really, I was just trying to find a level around the current price. But yeah, I'd look for $26.75. If there is one close below that, caution lights. If 2 closes below that, I definitely think it's coming down to the 786 at $25.78. That also does correspond with the close and open here. So something to pay attention to. But yeah, potentially this will be finding a bottom here, but it looks kind of risky. Yeah, so something to consider there. You want it for a buy and hold. So yeah, I'm looking at this on the weekly time frame, so that's potentially maybe I want to look at this on the monthly time frame. So yeah, from this, and I'll try to hurry up with this. I know there are other people with their requests. Yeah, I don't know if that's significant at all. Yeah, I'm just going to be like throwing up lines here. I don't know that they'd be that significant. As far as like a long-term buy and hold, actually looking at this on the daily time frame, that does look pretty good. I have no idea. I'd have to get to know the stock and the company a little better. Consumer packaging goods food company. The company operates in various sectors of the food industry. Yeah, so I'd have to spend more time on this to think about it for, long-term hold. This does look, dividend. It's quite possible it could do a full retracement down to 24.54. I really have no idea. I don't, it's tough for me to draw any lines, up to the price. I had to base it on this Fibonacci. So to me, that makes me feel like it's tough to know where support is. So as far as a long-term position, it depends on how soon you want to establish that. But I would think, this, it's kind of like a toss-up. Like I'd want to see more of a signal. Like here, there's potentially this volume shelf here, but this is looking on the daily time frame. Looking at it on the weekly, this could be going down, to a full retracement here. So I would, for me at least, the way that I establish positions, if I'm really convicted in the company and want to see, maybe over the course of a year or something, I just dollar cost average in. And so to me, Fibonacci's are really nice because they do provide those levels that are not really, emotional or anything. And potentially, this is a good dip buying opportunity at the 618 here, 26.75. But, given that I've had a hard time finding levels here, I could see it bleeding lower. So it might be like if you want to establish a position, it might be nice to like establish maybe a tenth or a quarter of a position if 2675 does seem to hold, and then wait and see and maybe add more later if it goes lower, and or just hold that and be at peace with it. But especially too, I've drawn this line here, that's probably going to be some resistance later on. So yeah, I mean, as far as long-term holding goes, I don't really do that, so it's tough to say. We're waiting for 2081 to buy. Let's see, 2081. Is that like, yeah, I'm not sure what that would be based on, but I could, yeah, 20. Well, so from this, like the extension of this retracement, 2096 is down there. So maybe that's a level to look at. If you're waiting for 2081, maybe evaluate it at 2096 if we don't get a new high in here, because then that, could provide some guidance. Maybe it goes to 2096, or maybe, 81 is a good low. And I think, the low over here, 1978, that does seem like a good time to wait for, a good level to wait for. Yeah, patience is key. That's like, stock market's fun, but if it's too fun, it's bad. You just got to be waiting around. Okay, and so I got to go over one of these. I'm going to do any, and then I'll do, I think gold was next after that. And I got GDHG and then gold. I'm going to try to go through any really quick. This one actually doesn't look too bad. Looking at it here on the daily, there's potential for, it does look like it's holding this trend line here, maybe. Did get, an open below it, but that does seem good. So that's based on the low of December 11th, and then, really just any pivot low here. I mean, you could do it from like the open here, but then that just leaves a lot of room. I do think that was kind of like a fake out open there. So that is something. If we do a retracement from here up to here, 618, it has, it does look like it's kind of found support there. And then this is like, yeah, or maybe I want to adjust this to the low here. Yeah. The 50% level does seem like it's notable resistance. It's right around 258, give or take, not lined up perfectly, but really just based on, the low following this pullback and then up to this high. We got a bounce from the 786, move up to about the 50%, then a pullback to this trend line, and then another test of the 50%. And now holding the 618, it seems like, so like 222 seems like a pretty important level. It could dip lower to this trend line, so that would be like 206. Let's see, any other levels here? These are all kind of, let's say, volume profile. It does look like it's at, there's been all this consolidation over here. Really coming down to like where this consolidation overlaps with this consolidation. There's a pretty good amount of, people were, I don't know. There are a lot of trading going on there. So there's potentially, buyers here to hold that support, dipping down to their levels. But yeah, and then also there's this gap here too, which has been filled, but that exposes some kind of weakness, a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I could see this coming down to this trend line. But I do think, I mean, this is on the daily time frame. I mean, but you could also think of this as, really, maybe this is a double top here, showing some weakness, looking at it on the weekly. I don't know, it does look, I mean, this trend line does look pretty compelling, pretty convincing here. So yeah, I'd look to that. So this goes back to the week closing December 1st, and then, this is, really just approximate. You can do it from there. But yeah, It's potentially holding that support, but it is uptrending. That would suggest a break to the downside. So I guess I'd look for, it holding 20. I'm going to adjust this back to how it was. 2022, or sorry, 222. But if it does dip down to, you see where this volume shelf is, right around 205, I would think if it breaks below 205, gets a close, really two closes, confirmation's key, gets two closes below 205, I think that this could be going lower. This is uptrending. Consolidation might be breaking to the downside. And so from here to there, yeah, so it doesn't look too strong, but it's potentially holding this support. I do think eventually it will break below that trend line. But yeah, just because Nameless is an OG, I got to go over to gold real quick. And also I'm holding gold, so good for me to look at as well. And then I will go over GDHG. Okay, so first I'll look at gold over here. Yes, this did get, looks like a bullish engulfing candle. So that looks pretty monstrous too, because the low here was 185.10. The open here was 185.08. So yeah, that not only engulfed the previous day's candle, it engulfed the previous day's entire trading. So that looks pretty good. It also filled this gap here, which could suggest there's some resistance there. You do see this volume shelf there. But I feel like, for me at least, with gold, I'm not really looking to swing it or anything. Basically, what I've been doing is like with AAAU, I have a hard time saying three things in a row, is I've just been like adding to it. And then when it, goes up, if it seems like it's showing some weakness, like right here, then it's like I trim, whether that's break even or not. But yeah, I'm just like kind of casually just trying to add to my position. But yeah, it does look like there's, consolidation over here from this trading. So resistance, you're really getting up to like $20. But this is, as I had just mentioned, an uptrending channel. This is a downtrending one. So that's more likely to break to the upside. This does look like it was a fake out. But yeah, I feel like, and this is like at least a year time horizon, really just from like watching Gareth Soloway cover it and stuff. This, could just be like a really nice way to park some money for a little while, and, have it go up. He noticed, I think on the weekly time frame, this was, there was a channel there we broke out of it. I'm going to delete that though. Yeah, he noticed, really looking at the GLD, I think this is a very ugly inverse head and shoulders, but he seems pretty convinced by that, and this you could think of it as just like a cup and a handle. So, if we're going down to like 1931 here with AAAU, AAAU, still seems potentially fine. But yeah, and also with this coming down, this is on the weekly, we see this like hammer candle or, dragonfly candle, not really a doji. But that does suggest a reversal. So we could be seeing more moves to the upside, breaking above like 2012. That would be a good level to find as support. Seems like right around there, 2010. GLD. Yeah, I've done less with this. But yeah, see, this definitely suggests, buyers have stepped in over the past week below so the close was 186.34. So below that level, buyers stepping in there with AAAU, buyers stepping in below 1992. Just thinking about 20, people are buying below 20. And so as far as swinging this, I'm not sure. I don't know gold well enough, and I've really just kind of been following, trying to think about parking money there and not really thinking about it. Slowly adding, weekly, to this. So not that big of a deal. But I think that, for AAAU, I have this alert at 2050. If we can get above that, that would be like breaking into potentially, new all-time high territory, which would be above 2064. So if we get a break above that and hold above it, because here we weren't really, this is weekly candles, so I could do daily. But yeah, we got few candles closing above that level, but really couldn't hold it. And yeah, so I guess really it's not 2050 right now, it's 2064 because that is the, highest that we've seen. So we want to see a close above that to be pushing it higher. With GLD, that price is $193.18. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this, example of me not really being too familiar with gold and stuff is just like my analysis of like GDX and gold miners viewing it as a head and shoulders pattern with the neckline breaking. I'll just throw it up so I'm not, got some visual aid here. Just I was viewing it as neckline breaking, but that was a dip buying opportunity. And from what I understand, you did buy this dip and swung this. There's a gap here to the downside. But yeah, I mean, this, rallied up from that dip, which I thought was, going to continue down. That rallied up almost 6% from that low. And, like I have this line suggesting that price would go down to 2190, and that would be breaking below this trend line that I have here. I believe I did that on the weekly time frame, coming down to this low, other pivot point around here. Really, pivot point here too. Yeah, so, I mean, for this stuff, I feel like it's, hold and not look at. Like for the commodities that I hold, I don't look at those on a daily basis, just, when I place a weekly order to add another share. But I don't have any GDX, and gold is really just like, I don't pay too close attention to it. I did have some silver, but I got rid of that. I just, I feel like, gold's, more where it's at. So that's where I've been focusing. And let's see. And then so the next ticker that was up here was GDHG. So I'll go over that. Golden Heaven. What kind of company is this? Golden Heaven Group is a holding company mainly engaged in the management and operation of amusement parks, water parks, and complementary recreational facilities. 50 cents. So yeah, I don't know. This is what happened here. Did somebody die on one of their rides or something? This dropped 89% in one day. This is a daily candle. December 7th. Yeah, what happened? There's got to be some news around there. December 27th. Why pharmaceuticals? What's the reason for this? GDH. What happened at GDH? This is this is 1227. These aren't necessarily in the right order. It doesn't seem like 1227. And then there's January 1220. Yeah, what happened here? I guess, yeah, I mean, important to know why this dropped off a cliff. So let's see. It's like the end of January. So that's been 12 stocks, consumer discretionary stocks, moving Wednesday's intraday session. So maybe this would say something about it. GDHG. Stock decreased by 17% to 77 cents. So that's a 1227? Oh, this is 12.7, not 12.27. Sorry, I don't know why I was saying 12.27. So let's go back to that time. I'm on pre-market losers. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I know I'm in the way of some of these. New stocks on the move. Golden heavily to here. This seems like something. 3 strategic initiatives intended to accelerate business expansion, but that was before the big drop. Intention to enter into an operating lease framework agreement with a top-tier Chinese amusement park. This is in the morning. Agreement is expected to mark a significant step in Golden Heaven's strategic business expansion efforts and is aimed at enhancing Golden Heaven's market position by leveraging the group's strong presence in Chinese amusement park industry. Pursuant to agreement, this is presently under negotiation. The group's theme park, Wuhan, Hubei province in central China, is expected to become the pilot leased park of the company. To be honest, I feel like, it's concerning just to say that. Let's see. I was just looking at, what one was I just looking at? Why Golden Haven Group stock tanked today. Okay, so tell me why. Golden Heaven's tank traded lower on Thursday after the company announced that it intends to enter into an operating lease framework agreement with top-tier Chinese amusement park. What to know? The Chinese amusement group has a powerful presence in the nation's amusement park industry, which Golden Heaven seeks to leverage in order to improve its market position and achieve its strategic business expansion objectives. It is anticipated that the group's theme park in Wuhan, Hubei province, will become the pilot leased park to Golden Heaven. The CEO and chairman stated, "We are thrilled to collaborate with an established player in the amusement park business. We anticipate that the proposed agreement we are negotiating will assist in our journey for market expansion in China and believe it to be paving the way for more strategic partnerships in the near future." Fell nearly 90% on Thursday, with trading being halted and resuming twice. The stock sold off on unusually high volume as well, according to Benzinga Pro. The stock experienced above average trading volume of 6.08 million shares compared to its average volume of 376,000. So, yeah, I think it's maybe best to ignore that and just look at it from over here. It's apparently oversold, severely oversold here. It just lives in the oversold territory apparently since this drop. I mean, yeah, if you have like a trend line here, broke below that. I mean, from this, I guess I could suggest, it might be going to 19 cents if it breaks below this low. Yeah, because really, I mean, there's nothing here to get like a trend line on it. I mean, it did hold above this level. So it did wick below that. So, I mean, potentially, yeah, the low here was 48.54. So if there's a close below 48.54, I think that could be bad. Could be a fake out, though, so wait for two. But, yeah, this seems pretty sketchy. I wouldn't want to... This seems, yeah, a little risky. With it, it did wick down to, let's see, the low was 45 cents. The all-time low, I guess, is 44.01 cents. So it's getting pretty sketchy, but this could be, a good sign there that it just wicked down. And I'll see lots of people. And so I'm looking for short squeeze. Yeah, for this. Let's see. What's the yeah, and I don't think that short interest will be that high on this. Oh, and then this is something I need to get better at. So you see price decreasing here, especially right in here, whereas you see volume increasing. And so I think that is to suggest, I need to look this up. I'm just going to Google it. I don't want an indicator price volume stocks. Maybe images would have something. Well, I saw something, I think it's like I think I saw it on Twitter. Yeah, so this is basically what I'm thinking. So if price is going down and volume is going up, that's bad. So basically if they're not trending the same way, it's bearish. If they're trending the same way, it's bullish. And so here, you got stock price coming, I guess excluding this one, just coming down here. Stock price going down, but the volume's going up, so it's potentially bullish. This could potentially be a bottoming signal, respecting this low. So yeah, I mean, maybe it is, but I think it's a gamble. Yeah, last couple of days, yeah, volume stepping in pretty high. Yeah, and so actually that article mentioned the volume. Um, so this is over 5.6 million, over 5.2 million. When normally, yeah, like throughout this bleed, it's been pretty bad. And with this, price did rally here, but then as it's come down, it's just increased. Yeah, so maybe this is getting ready to do something pretty violent. I could see that, but I also think it's kind of a gamble. Um, and so, and like for me, if I were to establish a position in this, I'd have to get 100 shares. And to me, it's not worth risking $50. But, maybe there's something there. GMC, GameStop. I can look up them. I usually, I think I was going to do a GameStop video today, but it didn't get enough views last week, so I didn't do it. But I can look over them from here. I think actually the AMC is looking really good. I think that, yeah, because, I'm more involved in AMC, but just seeing, yeah, I mean, it's basically like everybody's shitting on it when it's really low. But then I started a video that I did, I think, a couple weeks ago, and really I've been saying that it's one of the videos was titled, I think, greatest, opportunity of all time. I don't know, something GOAT. And that was like right around the lows, and it's been rallying up. So I think that like AMC is looking pretty strong. And I would think that, maybe there are a bunch of squeezes around the corner. And I think it's really interesting too with that stuff because it's like, if everybody's just buying and holding, that's like, if you're an algorithm, it's very easy to manage that. But if people start moving shares around more, so like, I think it's good to, I'm not saying like sell those or anything, but if looking at like technical levels and stuff like this, if price does run up to a level like it did here, maybe that's a good time to trim and then buy back when it returns to, a different level like down here. And I think that would just kind of screw with the algorithms. So I'm really curious with AMC if there's, I know that like I'd get shit on for saying, sell when it gets to a high, but then with the plan, like if it gets to resistance, but then buying back on a retracement, I think that A would, be bringing, more, I don't know, education awareness, like how stocks move to the community. But then also, I think that it would really mess with algorithms if everybody's just holding. There's not a lot of volatility as far as exchanging hands goes. And the algorithm is just going to be able to handle that and we'll just be able to push the price back down. But if people, that's why, whenever there's a volatile move going up with AMC, it gets put on hold. And so that is to slow down the transaction so the algorithms can catch back up. And so and I can go over AMC in a little bit too, but that's one thing, I think I get a lot of pushback if I did a video on that. But I feel like that's something that's really interesting to kind of mess with the algorithms and throw them off. But I'm going to scroll back up here. And so I did GDHG. I did go over gold. CAG is up there. So I'll do CAG, and then I've got to go over. Did I go over any? Yeah, I did go over any. So I'll go over CAG. I did go over CAG, so I did that as well. And so what I might do is I will go over this other one that I have not done, which is it's requested WULF, Terawulf. So I think this is like crypto. Terawulf owns and operates vertically integrated, environmentally clean Bitcoin mining facilities. Cool. In the U.S., the company has 2 Bitcoin mining facilities, the wholly owned Lake Mariner data facility in New York and Nautilus. So I wonder if they do like submergence cooling or something. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so with this is on the daily time frame. Yeah, and I just did a video on CleanSpark. And so with that being a mining company, I wonder how that analysis would compare to this. But yeah, let's look at the volume profile. It does look like it's above a good amount of levels there. I do think that this is, believe it or not, like this is like the highest close of this series. Let's see, what was the close? 249. What was the high here? 248. So the like shape of this candle doesn't really look that good, but it did get a higher close above this, so I think that's nice. But let's see, where's, maybe you got these highs here, so maybe there's some support there, and it does look like it corresponds with the low here. So I kind of look to like 232. If price goes below that, it could be going lower. And then from there, you've got this consolidation here, really just corresponding with the volume shelf, kind of broadening out there. I think 215. But then I feel like, with this wick up and, this little wick here, right around, and also coinciding with this wick up, that's been resistance. So that will be support because you got that consolidation below it. And so I guess like a next line of defense, 203. Right around there, $2 psychological level. As far as moves to the upside potential, I'm just going to do a retracement from the approximate top here to the approximate low here. And it does look like it's at the 618 from that retracement. So there's potential, support there. And, maybe this could be going higher. What's the significance of this level? 435, it's been that high before. And let's see. Yeah, oh, this is really cool. So you got this low, I gotta draw a line there. I didn't mean to do that. I'm screwing up. Let's see. So yeah, we got this low here, and that's at 403, approximately there. And, this corresponds with the highs over here. I think that's pretty cool. And so, yeah, I think that it will have a lot of resistance. It'll bump into resistance up there, I'd imagine. Do I see any, like, bigger patterns or anything here? No, but I think, yeah, like holding above 244, I think that would be good. That's a 618 here. Did have this open at, let's see, 244. I think 244 is a pretty important level. So want to hold above that. I'm just going to do a different retracement, and I'm actually going to color these so they stand out a little bit. But let's see. Going from the low here to the high here. 238. So yeah, I think that there are a number of levels, like ranging from like 230 to 245, 244, whatever I was saying before. I think that'd be really good for it to hold that. And if not, it could be coming back down here. It looks like there's a little bit of weakness here. There's not too much overlap between the candles there. And then you got this high here. That's at a price of 202. So yeah, like really right around $2. If price does go below 230, I think that it's going to $2. And then as far as upside goes, I'd say hopefully it holds the 244, and gonna back out to show where this could go. It'd probably be bumping into resistance around 276, and then of course the high here of 317. So I keep an eye out for those, but I do think that it, really needs to consolidate here before another move higher. And that's actually what happened here. Bump up, bumped its head here, consolidate, and that was based on the 382, and then it came back to right around the 236, then moved up to the 618, pulled back to approximately really right in between the 50% and 382. And so hopefully the 618 can hold. If not, down to 230, and then maybe it could make another move up higher to break above 276. But I expect there to be some resistance there. But if it can hold that, that would be really good. So yeah, hopefully that's good. I don't know if the person who requested that is here. Yes, all investor, I will do BIOR. But before I do BIOR, I should probably go over like GME real quick and AMC. But I will do BIOR. So let's see. And I think that's so let's see. GameStop here. Got all these. I feel like I'm overdo it sometimes with the levels, and so I'm actually just delete this, and I can back out or undo it, bring it back. What? So let's see. Yeah, this did break below that trend line. I feel like this is probably a fake out. We did see that before. It's also above $14, just being a psychological level. And I mean, if I do throw up the volume profile, actually 14 it does look like it kind of drops off. So 14 is a pretty important level for it to hold. This could be a bear flag. But I do feel like, we saw that and then it broke down lower here. Yeah, I mean, this has been surprising to me. And this, to me, it's like very clear looking back. I should have recognized it before. Double top. And so, I feel like whether it's with GameStop, AMC, whatever it is, if there is a signal like this where $18 just being a psychological level, and then you get these big wicks up that's just showing so much weakness it can't hold $18, and then you get one close above, that looks pretty strong. This was up, oh crap, I want to see these numbers here. That's up almost 6% on the day, about $1 up, closing at 1837, looking pretty strong. The next day, put in this spinning, like, that really is like, I think that's an evening star, so that's bearish. And that doji, opened and closed within 2 cents, opened 1805, closed 1807. That doesn't look too strong. And then you get this, not a bearish engulfing candle, but this, and then a gap down. It's just like, that was a double top. And so I feel like, this is kind of a sign, you can diamond hand stuff or, diamond hand a portion of the position. But for me, it's like, this would have been a good time to trim. And then, wanting to avoid or take advantage of, taking advantage of the loss that you have there. Let's say you sell on this day, or maybe this day, hoping for a rally, it just goes lower, and then you do it at the close here. So then it's like, then you wait 30 days. It's not 30 trading days. And then, you wait, you buy back down here. And then that's a way to really kind of strengthen the position in it. I will do Cisco as well, yeah. And I'll probably do this for longer than an hour. I started a little late. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like this is a good example of, okay, the signal's in there that it's not going higher. Might as well offload shares, wait 30 days so you can capitalize on taking that loss, get a tax break, and then buy back lower. That just puts more, it's taking the volume that was up here and then putting it back in over here. So I just think that's like an interesting way to think about these. With AMC, I just think this looks, and actually before I do this, I should want to bring that. Oh, well, I did some other, did that measurement on it, so my retracement's gone. But yeah, with this, does look like there's a topping signal here with this big wick up. Was able to hold this, 482, which I view as significant. or no, 481. That also, yeah, that is the high here. That's why I view that as significant. Closed 2 cents above that. So that's potentially good, but it does seem like it is pulling back. And so, like here, it went up to this level, but then, this line wasn't drawn. But yeah, I mean, I guess it got rejected from the 786 on this retracement. And then if I add the 50 back in, that was kind of, approximate support following that pullback. Yeah, that was, we got dips below, but then closes above. And so here, it's like getting rejected from, going above the 100%, and then potentially the 786 here acting as support. But if not, I could see it pulling back to the 618 from, that's this retracement. Maybe it'd be better to do a longer one, like down to here. But, or, yeah, if that's the top, then it's like, where is it pulling back to? So this yellow one is kind of where you want to look. It does look like the 236 is holding support, like 471, but it could be pulling back down to the 382, 449, also 450, kind of psychological level. So yeah, I mean, this for me, this is not, this is not enough of a signal for me to want to sell, especially with earnings coming up. I feel like this earnings call could be really bullish for it. And the last earnings, we saw this drop, and that was around reverse split or following reverse split time. Again, here, I feel like we've gotten a lot of that bad news out. This one was pretty flat. Nothing too crazy about that earnings. This one, rocketed up, but then sold off. So yeah, I feel like this earnings call could be pretty exciting for AMC, and I do plan on covering that earnings report, taking the day off work to do that. So that should be cool. Yeah, and then I'll do BIOR and then Cisco. I didn't add Cisco here. So we'll add that. Cisco Systems. Let's see. BIOR. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, wow. That's exciting. I was just going to say, like, well, I feel like it's just going in this downtrend that, I kind of expanded. So I think this was during a stream. I'd gone over, the solid white downtrending channel based on, a lot of these highs. But then it's like, oh, well, maybe I should expand that to the wicks out. And then I got this, larger parallel channel. And, other than this blip there, price has resided, exactly in that until apparently, I guess maybe Thursday, but definitely Friday. RSI is 34.11. Down here was, let's see, 23.42. Yeah, so this could be, haven't had any closes. What's the weekly look like? Maybe this is suggesting that the bottom's in, buyer, like there are more buyers below the close than there are sellers above the open. This is for the week. So that could be suggesting that, while we've had these 2 weeks coming down off of this, that, yeah, this here suggests indecision with buyers stepping in below, sellers getting out above. But after this big red day or big red week, down about 27.5%, a little over than that over the course of that week. Then get this, people exiting, people buying, taking advantage. And now it just seems like, lower close for the week, so not looking too good. Lowest close for weekly close. But it is outside of that downtrending channel. This is a bullish engulfing candle, almost fully engulfing the trading from the day before. And it does look like buyers were stepping in when coming back to that. So I think this could be really nice. So I'd look for, let's see. If we do get close, like if it's green on Tuesday, this could be really good. I think. And then maybe there's a trend line. Yeah, kind of wishy-washy, but there's something there. So yeah, I mean, if that is like, I guess I'll fine tune this just so it gets like a most amount of touch points based on this. So the low, 87.9 cents for there, 87.9, and then here, want to put that as the low, 79.99. To the fraction of a penny. And so with that, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nearly 7 wicks to touch that or pierce it, but no closes below it. And so that would suggest to me that we don't want to be making new all-time lows, and that would be going down to this level. Actually, it could be coming down to 75.60 and still respecting that level, that trend line. So actually let's see, on this day, what would that price need to be? Right around 76.50. This is green though, so I don't think it'd come down that low. Let's see what was the low on Friday. 77.27. I'm going to adjust this alert here. Actually, I'm going to leave that alert. I'm just going to add another one. To 77, I think, is what I want. Man, I got a lot of them here. I don't know that I can add anymore, so I'm just going to delete some of these. These are so high compared to price. I'll just make that 1, and then I will add one that is below 77 cents. And if that goes off, but we get a close higher than it, for Tuesday, then I think that could be still suggesting this downtrend. And with that, maybe there's, a wedge here, falling wedge, that this could be breaking out. And so maybe this is worthy of doing a video on, or maybe I should just take a clip of this and turn it into a video. So the high here is 111.90. So I'm just going to set that to 111.90. And then over here, I got that. Let's see, actually, maybe I want to adjust this. We got more touches. And yeah, man, I'm compelled by this. What's the high here? That is 101. And so, yeah, do you guys think I should do a video on this? Does this look cool? Or should I just turn this into a video? Did I lock that? Yeah, it's locked. Okay, so I'm going to make that thick. And I'm going to make it green. Or I guess it's not too thick, but that does look interesting to me. That price has broken out of this like expanded parallel channel. We need to see another close, really, if we see another green day, that means we're potentially not only breaking out of this channel, but also breaking out of this wedge. And so maybe we're seeing, a test of, let's see, where could we be seeing a test to? I'd say probably taking a retracement from, damn it. Retracement, not measurement. From the high here, approximate to here. I'm just going to add in those levels because they're not there for some reason. I removed them. Yeah, maybe we'd be seeing a test of like 93 cents, maybe. If we look at the volume profile, it actually seems to kind of, there's not that much down here, really. I think like volume's going to pick up once we start to get to like, over $1. So that's kind of crazy. See another level, the 236 here at 92.73. approximate, it's really just like 93, or, 104 potentially. So yeah, I mean, I think this looks really good. Do you want me to do an update video on this as well? Or do you think I could just edit this and people would find this helpful? Because especially because I running out of time, I find. But yeah, I mean, I could turn this into a video, and I guess with that, I should say, maybe I'll turn this into a video, and with that, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel. Happy to do more Biora coverage as long as it gets views. They're just not that popular videos. I'm really compelled by the stock, by the company, and if you find this exciting, make sure you share it, Twitter, wherever else. I like the company, and I think that they've got a lot of good stuff coming for them. It's just they're being beaten down and being held, below $1. But yeah, maybe I'll turn that into a clip. Maybe that'll be helpful. Yeah, because like if I don't have time for doing a video tomorrow, and I'm at work and it's boring, or if it's not boring, I could take a little break. I could turn this into a clip. So I probably won't have time to do a video, but I'll try to turn this into a clip tomorrow. Because I think that's really cool. But I need to get to Cisco. But yeah, I mean, I just, in closing of Biora, I think that looks really, really good. I was not expecting this. I always expect to be, a negative Nancy and, I expanded the channel, and so it's not in there anymore. But that looks really, really good. And then, yeah, so Cisco. I did add Cisco here, didn't I? Is this it? This can't be right. What's the ticker for Cisco? That's probably this. Hopefully this is the right one. CSCO, I imagine it is. They just had earnings coming down. I mean, that's pretty nice. Filling this gap, at least based on the high here. Coming down to a volume shelf. That volume shelf is going to correspond with basically the close of December 8th, which was 48.01, so right around 48 bucks. With this bounce, I think it's nice to see that. What was the analyzing buy opportunities? And then, maybe connecting the open here to, yeah, I mean, I could do it from the close or the lows here, or the close of that day. So we kind of got a fake out breakdown. I'm compelled by this. I feel like, it's invalidated because there's a close that or an open below that level, but it's like, I mean, I feel like fake outs happen all the time. And yeah, I mean, maybe I do another one. See how similar this is to that. Maybe it could come a little bit lower. But let's see. Maybe this would be easy. Oh, that's pretty nice. This is cool. I feel like I could do something really cool with this. So I'm going to delete both of those lines. I'm going to do a parallel. So from approximately the low here to the low here, then connect that here. I don't know how significant that is. It's just nice to, I think parallel channels are cool. I don't do too much with them, but yeah. Okay, so let's pivot there. I don't want, man, how did I How did I draw that? I like zoomed in too much or something. Did I? I don't know what happened. I have to go really... What happened? Maybe I don't want to do this on the weekly. What happened here? Why is that parallel channel so hard to find? I don't know what just happened here. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I'm stupid because the pivot points are here. Like, it's going on for infinity. I'm never going to find it. Yeah, so I could see that as it being right around support following this drop. Also, if not, these, lots of wicks up and stuff here, right around 48 bucks. I think I mentioned that. And then if we do a retracement, let's see the high, 52.62. Can I get it just right? I think I can. All right. Everything's white. Make this one red. Okay, so with that, yeah, I mean, this is the 618. I think it's at support. I think that, and so I don't know why the drop happened following earnings, if there's a lot of not so great news, but it did come down to fill this gap. Maybe it could go a little bit lower, like to 48, to like more properly fill that gap. But coming down to this 618, really, stopping there. Also, maybe this channel is a little hand wavy. But yeah, I'm pretty, I think that 48 will act as support. I could see that. And then looking at the volume profile here, there's that shelf there from this consolidation. So yeah, I mean, I feel like this is at a bottom, and I think that it will get a bounce maybe up to, let's see, from the close up to the shelf. And that's like a 2.5% swing. I do think that, it's going to bump into some resistance there. But maybe, if it bumps into resistance there, it can claim the top of this channel. That's also reclaiming the 50%. And, yeah, so this looks pretty interesting. I'm not in it, not going to establish a position, but I find it intriguing. Yeah, it's a quote request. But yeah, I think that, I've been doing this for an hour and 12 minutes. So I might get wrapping up. Because I do want to do a video on NVIDIA and just suggest that it's going to hit a $2 trillion market cap. So I want to record that before I go to bed, and then got to prepare stuff for covered calls and Walmart. And then I'll probably do a clip of Biora tomorrow evening. I'll be able to do that when I'm at work. So that could be a nice addition to it. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I'm just going to throw up the usual... subscribe, all of that. It's so fun doing these live streams, interacting with you guys and getting your takes and your requests. And yeah, hopefully my analysis is helpful. Really it's just a second opinion. Some of them are pretty challenging. Some of them are very obvious. And some of them, like the challenging ones, beautiful things stand out. And it just kind of surprises me. If I look at this on the weekly... Does that channel really seem to be that significant? If I delete this retracement. Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm compelled by this. I find that to be really intriguing. And also getting the weekly close within there. Yeah, so this looks really nice. Yeah. Thanks, Nameless. I'm new to being good at YouTube. But yeah, this is super fun. And so if you guys want to hang out after, if you're able to, I'm going to do the Walmart stream, and then I can take some requests after it. But let's see, looking at the calendar, tomorrow I am doing Coinbase. Somebody just commented on something asking for that. Neo is always really popular, so like Coinbase and Neo, hopefully those are pretty good. SoFi as well. And then, yeah, these ones over here. So Tilray, ChargePoint, and then just like shorting the market. I think that will probably just be around, like NVIDIA, but I need to do an NVIDIA video still today. But yeah, lots of stuff going on. And I guess, I'll put it in here just so I have a reminder to myself to get out Biora. And I'm probably going to color that this cyan, oh crap, color. Because that is probably just going to be a clip, the clip that I did from this. I'm compelled by that. I think that's really cool. And I don't think I'll have time to do a video. But if that gets 100 views, then I'll do a follow-up the next week. So yeah, I'm just going to switch back to Weeble here. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll potentially see you guys tomorrow. But yeah, I'll have more videos out as usual. And the next stream, I don't know when the next stream will be. I can't do Thursday evening, so that sucks. But, I'll probably do some open streams, and you guys can, if you're available, to check them out. Or, maybe it's, a fun way to see how the market opened after the fact. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. It's been fun. Hope you have a great start to the week if you were off today. And if you weren't off today, you're still one step closer to it being Friday. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take care.